Okay, guys, example number 3 says interquartile range. The range of a set of data is the difference between the greatest and the least value. Okay? The interquartile range of a data set is the difference of the upper quartile and the lower quartile. Okay? And I'm looking at this one, that's the upper quartile and that's the lower quartile. For this one, the upper quartile is here and the lower one's there. Now let's look over here for just a minute. It says study strategy. A data set may contain values that are much greater or much less than the other values. Because these values affect the range but not the interquartile range, that means not this one right here, okay, of the data set, the interquartile range is sometimes more representative measure of how spread out the data are. In this one, example 3, it says the box and whisker plots below show the average monthly temperatures for Boston and Seattle. What conclusions can you make? Well, guys, just by looking at this, clearly the range of temperatures in Boston are both higher and lower than they are in Seattle. So Boston, we can say, gets hotter and colder. Boston gets hotter and colder than Seattle, which means, that should say than Seattle. And that means that Boston has a higher range, or a larger range, that is, of temperature between its higher and lower. Okay? So that's the conclusion we can make just by looking at that data. All right? Most of Boston's temperatures fall in this range, and most of Seattle's right here. So Boston has a pretty Seattle has a fairly temperate climate. It doesn't get nearly as hot as Boston or nearly as cold. Okay? Good job, guys. I think you're ready for your homework.